All right, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Akeem, and welcome to today's vlog. We are on week 3 of the 2017 college football season. Time for me to give you my key matches and predictions for this week, starting with the early matchup between number 10 Wisconsin at BYU. Now, BYU had a tough loss against the Utes last week, 19-13, and they're looking to pull an upset this week. But this Wisconsin team, they're very hungry, and they're looking to make it to the Big Ten championship this season. This should be a win for the Badgers. Next up, an SEC matchup between number 24 Florida hosting number 23 Tennessee. Now, the Vols are undefeated, while Florida had a tough loss to Michigan, 33-17, due to a great defensive play from the Wolverines. Now, offensively from Florida, they're going to have to wake up and just find an identity. This is going to be a tough one for me, but I will go with Tennessee in this matchup. Florida is actually the 2-1 favorites in this game, but I think the Vols is going to pull off the victory. They had a great win over a good Georgia Tech team who has a good rushing attack, while Florida, like I said, is still looking to find an identity and find good rhythm offensively. They haven't found that yet, and I will go with the Vols to lead in the SEC East. Next up is number 12. LSU is going to be traveling to Mississippi State to face the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are undefeated, and they showed some great offensive play over the last couple of weeks, but I think that the physicality of LSU is going to dominate in this matchup. I will go with at least a 14-point victory for the Tigers. Next up is my upset game of the week, as Kansas State, ranked 18th in the nation, they're going to be traveling to Vanderbilt to face the Commodores. Now, the Commodores have been building a lot of confidence for the past 2 weeks. They are undefeated. They actually have a pretty good underrated defense. I'm actually going to go with Vandy in this one, even though K-State is very disciplined, and I think that Vandy's going to slow down the rushing attack of Jesse Ertz in the ground game for the Wildcats. Next up, Kentucky Wildcats is going to be traveling to South Carolina to face the Gamecocks. Gamecocks actually had a great victory last week, 31-13 over Mizzou. Now, Kentucky is actually undefeated, but they're not really going into too much success offensively, and they actually had some close victories over the past couple of weeks, over the first 2 weeks of their season. I will go with the Gamecocks in this one. Next up, USC, ranked 4th in the nation, is going to be hosting my precious Texas Longhorns. Now, I gotta keep it real with everybody. Yes, I am a Longhorn fan, but I am an analyst first, and I will have to go with the Trojans in this one. Texas just doesn't have enough speed. They don't really have confidence going into this matchup. USC's just looking way too good. They're ranked 4th. What can I say? And even with a tough loss to Maryland, and it is a good Maryland team, I think that Texas was very shocked with that loss, losing at home, not looking too well. So I will go with the Trojans in this game. Next up, San Diego State, led by running back Rashad Penny, is actually be hosting number 19 Stanford, and they have a great running back themselves in Bryce Love. Now, Rashad Penny is actually the replacement for Donnell Pumphrey, who had a illustrious career for the Aztecs, and it looks like Rashad Penny is already headed in the right direction, coming off a 200-yard plus rushing a game last week. I'm actually going to go with Stanford in this one. Even though the Aztecs did beat the Sun Devils last week, another Pac-12 foe for Stanford. Stanford's a better team defensively, so I will go with the Cardinals in this one. Next up, Ole Miss is going to be traveling to Cal to face the Bears. Now, Ole Miss has been struggling defensively, particularly against the run this season and even last year as well. They still need to have a lot of things to develop and work on as far as their defense. And offensively for Cal, they're a little bit too much. They didn't really throw too much as they have been for the past couple of seasons. Only 66 attempts over the past couple of games. That's only 66 attempts, but they've still been doing good, led by quarterback in Bowers. He's a great quarterback. I'm going to have to go with the Bears in this one. Next up, an in-state rivalry, one of my top games of the week, as number 11 Florida State is going to be hosting number 17 the U. Now, Florida no longer has the Andre Francois, so that was a tough break. While Miami's building more swag and more confidence to build up in the ranks, I will go with the Canes in this one. Lastly, my game of the week, as number 14 Louisville is going to be hosting number 3 Clemson. Louisville had a close loss last season at Clemson, and Clemson did win, coming off of the national championship, and Clemson did actually rebound this season. Now, well, for Louisville, they've been doing pretty good offensively, led by Heisman winner Lamar Jackson. But defensively, though, they've not been looking too well over the past 2 weeks. They struggled against Purdue and North Carolina. Well, I really believe Clemson rebounded and regrouped from what they brought to the table last season as national champions. Even though they have a new quarterback replacing Deshaun Watson and Brian Kelly, I think this is going to be a good matchup for Clemson to win. They came off a great defensive play last week against a good Auburn team. I will go with Clemson over Louisville in this matchup for my game of the week. That wraps things up for today. The next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on Tuesday morning, in which I will give you a recap of this weekend's games. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.